Well, welcome to a session with Exhibition World. With me today, I have Francesco Santa, who is the CEO of IEG Middle East and IEG Arabia. Francesco, welcome and thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much, and very nice to meet you today.
You too. Well, tell me, listen, a lot has been going on. IEG has been expanding its international presence. What are the primary drivers behind your global expansion, and how does this align with your long-term vision for the company?
Yes. So, one of the primary target of IEG, of course, is to make our show in Italy stronger and stronger year after year, especially in this international, let's say, international picture where only the strongest exhibition are surviving in the competition worldwide. And to make them stronger, of course, our primary target is to make them more international. And to make more international means to have more international exhibitors and more international buyers attending to our event in Italy. This is our major target. Of course, we decided to go internationally 4 or 5 years ago and to have more of our major brands also organized abroad in some major market, because this is we think that this is the best way to let the world know about our shows in Italy. So let's suppose we have CIGEP in Italy and we want to increase the international participation. The idea of having a CIGEP in China, that we believe it's a very important market for us, the reason behind is that if we do a very well-organized and successful event in China, everybody will know about also CIGEP World that it's in Italy, and we can tell the exhibitors and buyers, hey, listen, you are happy about this show in China, why don't you come and exhibit and visit our major event in Italy that is much bigger, and you can find exhibitors from everywhere in the world. So, and also, of course, we also give the opportunity to our exhibitors that are usually exhibiting only in Italy to have an opportunity abroad, because of course we all know that Europe, it's a mature market. Most of the company, if they want to grow their business, their turnover, they need to go abroad. And of course, the market where we go are the most interesting market also for the exhibitors. So, there are different opportunities, but this is primarily our main reason.
Yeah, as you say, each market presents a unique opportunity, different challenges. But how do you identify and evaluate those new international markets for exhibitions? What are there any particular criteria that you look for when you that?
Yeah, for sure. There are, again, following what I said before, there are two different criteria. No? First of all, which are the market that we want to attract in Italy? So, for instance, if we discuss about Vicenza Oro, no, we already have lots of exhibitors maybe coming from some countries. So, and we say, where we would like to have more exhibitors coming, and the Southeast Asia was one of the market that we were very interested in. This is why we decided to have an edition of Vicenza Oro in Singapore. So now we have a quite successful event in Singapore, fast growing year after year. There are lots of exhibitors of the region coming to the event, and lots of big buyers coming to the event in Singapore. And now we are able to attract them also to Vicenza Oro. And this was one of the reasons that we decided to go to Singapore. There is another driver, of course, it's our exhibitors are asking us sometimes to go somewhere, no? And saying, listen, and this is, for instance, is the example of that we launched the fitness event in Saudi Arabia. Our exhibitors in Dubai were asking us to go to Saudi. Saudi is a very interesting marketing, so they were asking more and more to go. If you go to Saudi, we'll come with you. For us, it's very interesting. So this was another key criteria to identify a potential market. So we have our own interest to go somewhere to let that region to know about us, but also to go somewhere because our exhibitors are asking us to go there.
Yeah, because when you do that expansion, say like Saudi and Singapore, you have to balance the main core identity of your own show, which is established, and then you've also got to adapt that to the market that you're actually taking that show to. And that's an important component.
Yeah, exactly. Especially this is why we use the term not geo-cloning, uh, that you know very well. This is a very important aspect that you're mentioning. Um, we don't have to run to make the mistake or to run the risk to think that we have a successful show in Italy and we just replicate the show in another region in the world, and we will have the same success. This is one of the biggest mistakes that the exhibition organizers are doing or have done in the past. So you always need to analyze the characteristic of the market where you want to go, not only the economic characteristic, but the behavior characteristic of both exhibitors and visitors, the cultural characteristic of the place you want to expand, and you need to balance it. So the need to keep your identity, but it's important. You know why? The most important is to keep the brand identity and the main core of the exhibition. Of course, then you need to adapt. If you look at CIGE, for instance, again, in Italy or in Singapore and China, the branding is the similar. We have a worldwide logo, we have a worldwide image, we have a core ice cream for Siege, for instance, but then you adapt to a single different culture. Now, what is very common or what people likes in China is completely different from what they like in Italy, maybe. So you need to adapt the concept of the show. Sometimes also you need to adapt the timing of the show. Talking about Saudi, uh, our show in Saudi started at 3 p.m. in the afternoon and goes until 11 p.m. in the evening. Because
Wow. Okay.
but you cannot do that in Italy or you cannot do that in Singapore. You need to adapt of what's happening in the country.
Mm. And is there a lot of digital transformation as well? I know a lot of events are now the hybrid element seems to have disappeared, or is that still part? Do you still integrate that into your events as well?
I'm not a fan of hybrid
Mhm.
events. I'll tell you honestly. I'm very happy that the exhibition industry, after the pandemic, just showed everyone that people needs to meet in person. But especially our industry needs to meet in person. Exhibitors, visitors likes to shake hands, to go for a drink and meet in person.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Less, of course, the digital, it's important. It's important to support our events, but not to transform the event into a hybrid event.
Yeah.
I'm sure, exhibition were there 2000 years ago and will be there in 2000 years in the future. So digital can of course support with lots of services. Think about the app for visitors and exhibitors during the exhibition, the pre-registration, website, e-commerce. We have so many sectors where the digital transformation can help and can support, can even be um, a profit stream, a new profit stream for an organizer, but we need to be very careful that the digital profits cannot overcome the exhibition profits. In that case, it means we have an issue.
Yeah, absolutely. I quite agree. So when you do take an event to Saudi or to Dubai, you've obviously then got to build a local partnership and new relationships in those markets. How do those local partnerships contribute to the success of your cloned event, as you like, as we say?
Yeah, yes, having a local support, it's very important for many countries, many different countries, and in different levels. Sometimes it's even important to have a local partner that maybe becomes your JV partner or shareholders partner. And in other countries, it's important to get a local government institution or local association. Our business is made of association, is made of governmental support. So one of the first thing we do when we go abroad, we go and visit the local association, we go and visit the local authorities, and we always try to secure their support. In some countries can be also financial support. In other countries, it's that they help you in promoting, they help you in bringing buyers, or some countries like here in Dubai, we're trying to have a support from Emirates Airline, for instance, to bring buyers into the country. So, but the support is essential for the success of an exhibition abroad at many different levels. Absolutely.
And looking at your current portfolio at the moment, which sectors do you see as having most potential for international growth, and why?
So I consider ourselves an IEG in a very lucky position, if we want to say. Our portfolio is a very different portfolio. It covers different industries, and it covers industries that are very popular for different reasons around the world. If you think fitness, no, any country in the world now is investing a lot of wellness, well-being, healthy style of life, healthy food. So this is a topic that is growing everywhere. Now, this is why we are now looking for expansion in new countries and new opportunities. But if you look also about Egypt, I mean, ice cream, the Italian gelato, is something that now everybody likes. I was in Sydney, I was in Melbourne and Sydney a few weeks ago for the UFI chapter, Asia Pacific. And in Sydney, every 50 meters, there was an Italian ice cream everywhere. So I would say that probably, and if you think about Ecomondo and Key, I mean, just mention one country that now is not apart, mention one country that is not investing in making in looking after the environment, in being more green, in investing in renewable energy, in waste management. I mean, these are topics that are very popular everywhere. And the only one maybe it's Jewel, Vicenza Oro, but it's something related to, I mean, a different style of life, and but still very popular everywhere. So we have requested to bring our Jewel event also in many countries. So we are in a very lucky position. I don't have a single one. If I make probably a list of priority, I would say that fitness and Ecomondo industry are the one that we have more opportunities in the near future to grow exponentially, and then gelato, and then jewelry.
Now, that's certainly an area we're covering a lot more is health and well-being, fitness within exhibition world. It is a key topic which you say a lot of people
Yeah.
are getting involved with. So, but when you expand these shows internationally, and how does that help your existing exhibitors and visitors? I mean, what feedback do you get from your stakeholders about your global initiatives?
Yeah, of course. As we were saying at the beginning, we give them an opportunity to make new business. It's true that nowadays, I mean, we are in 2025. The Italian producers that they wanted to go abroad 20 years ago, they did already. But it's also true that after COVID, a lots of companies in Italy, they need to expand. The situation in Europe, we see now we can say there is some difficulties in Germany, some difficulties in France now. Italy is recovering. The market is very mature, and it's also very small, also from a geographical point of view. Europe is very tiny, hundreds of millions of people in a very limited geographical region. And nowadays, the middle class, it's while in Europe probably is declining, and it's losing his financial power. The middle class in certain region, like think about Southeast Asia, Vietnam, the middle class is booming, and we are talking about 80 million people, bigger than Italy. If you think a middle class in Mexico in the last period has grown a lot. So we are giving an opportunity to a lot of small, medium entrepreneurs, small, medium company, family-owned business. But it's not only a matter sometimes to increase their business and their turnover. Sometimes it's a matter of survive, because their products in Europe are facing huge competition, and with the cost, they cannot follow the price of the competitors. So going abroad and bringing the Italian products, but they can sell at a higher price, it's always a great opportunity.
Yeah. And how do you measure that success? New international markets, is it very different to how you measure in Italy? Or I mean, what are the metrics that you use? What is important in evaluating the performance of those international shows?
You know, the metrics, it's always the same. I mean, especially in this period where the exhibition industry is recovering so fast after a pandemic, now everybody was thinking that, oh, we will go back to the pre-pandemic level, 25, 26, and us as IEG, we went back actually, we overcome the pre-pandemic level already in 23. And now we are still growing with such a big digits. So now, how do we measure the success? Growing year after year, the exhibition abroad, for sure, it's a factors, and especially in being able to attract the right buyers to the show, because you can grow exponentially with square meters and exhibitors, but if you don't attract buyers, the show is not going anywhere. And especially being able to bring those exhibitors, some of those exhibitors and those buyers, to our show. So what we are seeing now, all our show in Italy are increasing with double-digit growth, the international presence. CIGEP in January was a huge success. We increased the international participation by double-digit by far. Vicenza Oro, that it's already the leading event, has increased by double-digit again, the international presence. So this is the most important measurement for us of that we are doing things in the right way.
And obviously, the shows that you're launching in the likes of Saudi Arabia, they're brand new, so you've got nothing really to measure just yet year on year. So I can.
Yeah, of course. And especially it's important not to give up after one edition, When you launch an event, you need time. You need investment and you need time. It's not something immediate that you go in Saudi, you make millions and you attract hundreds of people from Saudi. You need to invest and you need to get the trust of the people and the share of the stakeholders on yourself. So
Yeah, exactly. As you say, you need time. I mean, are there any particular key lessons that you've learned from your expansion efforts so far, and have these helped sort of shape other events that you're launching internationally?
yeah, so the lesson is that when we go abroad, we need to trust the local people because they know the market better than us. So again, it's a right balance between our expertise of many years of organizing successful show in Italy, but we need to trust local people that can be our manager, can be a partner, can be different people, but they know the market better than us. So it's important to identify or a partner or a local manager that can drive the strategy, that co-drive the strategy in the country, and especially being respectful of the users and the habits of that country. It doesn't make any sense to go there and to try to change everything only because we are successful in Italy. We need to go there being humble and learn what's going on in the country.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that makes absolute sense. And looking ahead, what regions or markets do you think are most promising? Where do you see the business going from here?
So yes, it's an interesting question because I mean, in the last 5 years, because we started less than 5 years ago going abroad, we already covered, of course, some of the most interesting market. Now, if you think about Middle East, no, Dubai and Saudi, we are already here. Southeast Asia, we are there. China, I mean, if I have to look at the next steps, for sure, US for us, it's a quite interesting market, of course. But I would say India. India for sure is our next step and our next stop also. We are looking at different potential projects, many different potential projects, I would say. It's a very difficult market, absolutely. Both US and India, quite different and difficult market. But nevertheless, these are let's say, the only two markets where we want to expand our business in the next 2-3 years. New market, let's say. Then, of course, we will continue to bring our major events, major exhibition in the markets where we already are. For instance, CJEP, it's already in China and Southeast Asia. We are looking for opportunities maybe in US or India. But as a new market, I would say India.
Okay. So just looking back at your presence now in Dubai and obviously in Saudi Arabia, did it take a long time to get into those markets? Was that quite a challenge, or was it quite easy to open up an office and get involved in opening shows there as well?
No, I would say in this region, nothing. It's really easy. But let's say that we had two different strategies in Dubai, because it was our first international project. We decided to go for an acquisition. So we bought an existing show with let's say, a small history, but in any case, is existing. And we were able, now the show in Dubai is 4 times bigger than the size when we bought the show. So we were able to grow. We built a very professional team. This is another key of our success. We decided to build a very multinational team here in Dubai, made of different professionals in different areas, in order to, yes, to guarantee the growth of the show. No, you need expertise, you need international expertise to grow the show. In Saudi, we did the opposite choice, the opposite strategy. We decided to go on our own. So we didn't buy anything. We don't have a partner. We just took our team here in Dubai and tried to replicate and adapt the show in Saudi. So the Saudi show is managed by the team in Dubai. We are bringing our expertise in Saudi. And of course, we did our first edition in February. And it has been a very interesting learning period, because from our first experience, we learn a lot. So now we are ready to grow for next year. We have already booked the venue next year, and I can proudly say that we booked triple in size. Wow. So next year the show will grow by 300%. So yeah, but we have a very flexible strategy. Somewhere we go with an acquisition because sometimes it's quicker and we have a base to grow. Sometimes we start from zero and we go maybe with a commercial joint venture, as we did, for instance, here in Dubai for the jewelry event. We have a commercial joint venture with Informa Market. And sometimes we go alone from zero, as we are doing in Saudi Arabia for it. So a very flexible strategy. We have different partners in different locations in the world, and somewhere we are alone, like here in Singapore, we are alone, 100% owned by IEG Italy. We try to catch the best opportunity in that region.
And that sounds amazing. I mean, it sounds like you've had a lot on your plate. You've got a lot going through, and it's been a great success. So congratulations to you all. So I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for giving us an update.
The best is still to come.
Exactly. I look forward to that. Maybe we can catch up in 6 months to a year and get another update and see how things are progressing. But Francesco, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you giving an update, and look forward to seeing you soon.
See you soon. Thank you so much.